What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and welcome back to another NBA playoffs video, where today I will be giving you all an update on what has happened so far in the NBA playoffs, and I will be talking about the Eastern Conference Finals. I thought about making this video actually on Monday the 14th, which is tomorrow. I'm recording this on Sunday the 13th. And the reason I'm making this today is because I just want to get out of the way. Plus, there could be a Game 7 in one of the Western Conference series, so I'm just going to wait and see what happens tonight with that series, and I probably will record that video tomorrow. Otherwise, I will record it on Tuesday. But anyways, let's start off with the Eastern Conference series here. We have a surprising win for the Miami Heat as they took down the Milwaukee Bucks in 5 games. The Boston Celtics took out the Toronto Raptors in 7. And then so far in the Western Conference, the Lakers just took down the Rockets last night, 4-1. They've won that series. And then the Nuggets survived the other night and forced a game 6, and that will be tonight. That game, the Clippers lead it 3-2. So I'm going to start out by talking about the very disappointing series between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat, where the Miami Heat won the first 3 games, and then the Bucks took Game 4, and then Miami won the series in Game 5. So I'll give you all a quick rundown as to what happened in this series. Game 1. Jimmy Butler and Goran Dragic led the Heat as they defeated the Bucks 115-104. They had a huge win in Game 1. The Bucks were not able to take Game 1. Game 2, a very close game. The Bucks probably should have won this game. Jimmy Butler did win this game at the free throw line. Very, very disappointing, like I said before. Then Game 3, it's pretty much ended the series. It was the de facto end of the series. Miami won this game by 15 points. They were down 12 entering the fourth, and the Bucks blew a 12-point lead to the Heat. And there's nothing really I can say about this game. Defensively, the Heat played really well on Giannis in this series. And then Game 4, the Bucks avoided a sweep. They took the game to overtime. I didn't mention, Giannis actually got hurt. He got hurt in Game 4 in the first quarter. But Chris Middleton's 36 points helped the Bucks avoid elimination as they won in overtime. But like I said, Giannis got hurt in the first half of the game. And I thought the Bucks were going to lose, but they were able to win that game. And then Miami won Game 5, and that was the end of the series, and they're moving on to the Eastern Conference Semifinals. So I got to give props to Miami in this series. They shot the ball really well from 3, especially Tyler Hero and Jay Crowder. They really shot the ball lights out in this series. I thought it was going to be Duncan Robinson and Tyler Hero, but Duncan Robinson really didn't play that well in this series, but Tyler Hero played really exceptionally well. Bam was good in this series. Jimmy Butler, Dragic, pretty much everybody played well except for really just Kendrick Nunn, who didn't play that much. And then Duncan Robinson didn't play that well. But that is it for that series. I got to give credit to the Heat, but I'm disappointed as a Bucks fan. All right, on to Toronto and Boston. Now, this is going to be the last series I'm going to recap in this video. I'll talk about Lakers-Rockets in the Western Conference video that I'm going to make once the Nuggets and Clippers series is done. So this video is just going to focus on the East. But I thought I'd give you an update on the whole playoff so far. But anyways, on to this series. Boston was able to take Game 1 and Game 2. Game 3 I'll talk about. Toronto was able to win it. And Toronto also won Game 4. And then Boston came back and won Game 5. Toronto won Game 6 to force a Game 7. And then Yeah, Game 7 was a grind, and Boston was able to take it. So, yeah, let's go game by game here. Talk about each game here. The Celtics were able to roll in Game 1. Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart scored 21 apiece as Boston led wire to wire in this one. And in Game 2, the Celtics were able to rally and win this game after a first half drought. Marcus Smart caught fire late in this game as they were able to take down the Raptors in Game 2. On to Game 3. Now this is the interesting game of the series. This game was a nail biter, but OG Anunoby was able to hit a nearly impossible game-winning 3 as Toronto was able to take this game 104-103. Definitely check out the game-winning buzzer-beating 3. It was awesome. This game absolutely saved Toronto in this series, and they were able to stay in the series because of this win. And in Game 4, Toronto also won this game. Siakam was able to return to form, and Toronto took out Boston 193. They were able to hold the Celtics to just 93 points and only 20% from 3. That is insane defense from the Raptors, and they tied the series up at 2-2. On to Game 5, where the Celtics won 111-89. Boston's defense absolutely shut down Toronto as they were able to take a 3-2 series lead in this one. And in Game 6, the Raptors were able to survive again. They won 125-122. Kyle Lowry came up big down the stretch in double OT. This game went to double overtime, and Toronto was able to take it. Yeah, absolutely huge game for the Raptors here. And Marcus Smart had a triple-double in this game for the Celtics. He had 23 points, 6 threes, 10 assists, and 11 rebounds in a loss to the Raptors. Crazy stuff. So props to the Raptors for forcing the Game 7. And then in the winner-go-home Game 7, this was a defensive struggle, but Boston was able to win this game. A block by Marcus Smart was absolutely key in this one. And Jason Tatum, once again, was huge for the Raptors, scoring 29 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, and a steal. And one guy I haven't mentioned in this that played really well in this game and in this series is Jalen Brown. He was outstanding for the Celtics in Game 7, and he was good throughout the series. Got to give Jalen Brown, Marcus Smart, and Jason Tatum credit. Those guys were absolutely huge in the Celtics. They were instrumental in the Celtics winning this series. And they have a date with Miami on Tuesday in the Eastern Conference Finals, Game 1. And that is going to be a stellar series. Definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, I'm going to talk about that series here in a moment. Yeah, so like I said, it is going to be Celtics Heat Game 1 on Tuesday. And I'm going to talk about this series, and I'll give my prediction at the end. So let's start with Miami, since I've been talking about Boston, and we'll circle back to Boston after I talk about Miami. Now, Miami has been absolutely red hot in these playoffs. They have only lost one game in the entire playoffs, which is crazy. You do the math on their record in the playoffs, but yeah, they've only lost one game. They've been absolutely on fire. They're just firing on all cylinders, defensively and offensively. Key players for them, definitely Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. But I also see Tyler Hero being huge for them. He's been knocking down clutch shots all postseason long. And yeah, the defense of Bam is going to be very important for the Miami Heat in this series as well. As for the Boston Celtics, I've been talking about the key players for them. Jason Tatum, Marcus Smart, and Jalen Brown. I think Jason Tatum or Jalen Brown is going to have to be the best offensive player on the floor for the Celtics. Those guys are going to have to hit clutch shots. Marcus Smart will need to be key on the defensive end as well as offensively. If he puts up the kind of offensive numbers he's been putting up to go along with Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum's numbers, the Celtics are going to be in really good shape in this series. I also think Kemba Walker is going to have to step it up too. I think he's going to have to play better than he's been playing in these past games. And then I think one of the keys in this series is going to be the play of the centers. I think Bam is going to absolutely abuse whoever the Celtics throw out there defensively, whether it's Daniel Tice, or Robert Williams. I think they're going to get absolutely abused by Bam. So if the key for Boston is going to be if Tice and Robert Williams can at least somewhat slow down Bam in this series. That's going to be important. Now, as for predictions in this series, I initially thought I was going to pick the Heat because they have an advantage at center. But, and they've been just so hot in the playoffs. But I'm going to go against that, and I'm actually going to pick Boston. And here's why. I think I'm picking Boston because Jalen Brown has been outstanding for them, and Marcus Smart has been playing fantastic. I think those two guys are going to really slow down Miami and put them over the top. And I think Jason Tatum is going to be one of the best players in this series as well, and he's going to be key. And I do think Kemba Walker is going to play well, and I'm banking on Daniel Tice playing decent enough against Bam, and Robert Williams as well. I think, so I'm going to pick the Celtics in this series, and I think I'm going to go with the Celtics in 6. I don't think this series is going to quite go 7, but because I think the Celtics are going to be better in this series. That's just me. I know a lot of people are going to pick Miami to go to the finals. I almost did, but I'm going to go Celtics in 6 in this series. And yes, that is going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in my Western Conference playoff video, my next Western Conference playoff video. Bye, everybody, and have a great rest of your day.